Nancy Pelosi is being called out for some serious hypocrisy. New video shows her without a mask, talking and hugging people at a crowded White House event. That's after slapping Republicans, several of them, with $500 fines for violating her House floor mask mandate. Republicans say Pelosi should follow the CDC guidance, but the speaker isn't backing down.
We have a responsibility to make sure that the House of the Representatives chamber is not a petri dish for because of the selfishness of some not to be vaccinated.
All right, so Jesse, is the White House now a petri dish or a super spreader event?
Yeah, I had a boss one time in politics, and remember we used to be able to smoke inside in offices? You know, the boss would sit there and smoke inside in the office.
You are not old enough for that. I'm sorry.
I am. You'd be surprised.
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. There was
and everybody
never
else had to go outside, but
working.
the boss is out there just ripping cools in everyone's face. It's the same thing with Nancy. We're tired of the mask shame game. It has lost its potency. It worked maybe in the fall, but not anymore. Vaccines are here, baby. And to the Democrats, the masks were the vaccine. Remember, that was their deal, the masks. But Trump had the vaccine. And the vaccine actually works. The masks work about this much, only works inside and very to a small extent. Are members of Congress even that close to each other where they need masks? I thought they all hated each other. Is Representative Green and AOC like face to face in a hallway? No, everyone steers clear of each other.
Sometimes they get close.
Well, yeah, I did hear something about that. But for the most part, no one's spreading it in the chamber.
Comment. So, Kennedy, this is obviously Nancy Pelosi is a woman who only cares about power, and she has this opportunity to be a little petty, and she's using it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Katie. It's petty. And this is why people hate Congress, and this is why we can't have nice things. I did the math. 72.3% of all House members have been vaccinated, at least the ones who are reporting it. I would say conservatively, 10% have natural immunity after having contracted the virus. So they're well above herd immunity in the House. So either she doesn't understand science, she doesn't understand math, she knows something about the vaccine she's not telling people, she doesn't trust the vaccine, or she just is so petty and hates Republicans so much that she'll do whatever she can to engage in these childish games. You know what? How about fix immigration? How about do something so kids don't end up in DHS facilities unaccompanied? Why don't you do something so people understand whether or not the southern border is open or closed? Do your job. Finding people $500 a pop because they're not masked when you're not masked? Over.
That's a tall ask, Kennedy. So, Juan, what about the discrepancy here and the two visions of what we've seen?
Well, it seems you guys don't like Nancy Pelosi, but I don't understand what this big fuss is all about. I really don't. Because to my mind, let's make a deal. You know what? If the Republicans in the House get vaccinated, then Nancy Pelosi will lift the mask rule for the House floor. Right now, what we've got is less than half of the Republicans in the House of Representatives saying that they have been vaccinated. The House doctor
doesn't mean they don't have it.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is right that we need a mask mandate until we can be assured that the majority of the people on the House floor, not more than the majority, at least 70, 85%, have been vaccinated.
They have.
And right now, they're not.
72.3%.
In fact, 85% of Senate Republicans say they've been vaccinated, but it's less than half of House Republicans. So they're trying to make a political statement. They don't want to be vaccinated. Well, there's going to be a consequence, and the doctor agrees with Pelosi.
Well,
so why attack Pelosi?
Why does she care?
The rest of the country has been asked to move to an honor system. So it doesn't really make sense that we can't trust our own members of Congress to do the right thing and follow CD guidelines on their own. Katie, one quick thing.
They said they
Jillian, I'm going to ask you, Jillian. Jillian, let me get to you real quickly.
Juan. They have not reported. It's not that they haven't had it. They have not reported.
Right.
different.
I was
No,
just going to
they
make the
said
same
they
point that
asked
Kennedy
and they
did
said.
about how just because you don't say that you have it doesn't mean that you're not vaccinated. A lot of people think it's just nobody's business what their health records are and what their health decisions are.
That's true.
But Jillian, the White House today tried to actually do some damage control on this today by saying we're open, everything is normal, we're getting back to normal now after that video came out.
Yes, I would actually. So, Katie, sometimes people put things into more succinct words than you could ever hope. So I got this tweet for you. He's named Rory Cooper. I don't know who he is. He's on Twitter. He's a genius. He says, if you're worried about people not wearing masks, get vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, then you don't need to worry about who's wearing masks. That kind of sums it all up.
Well, that's what I just said, Jillian, so I must be a genius, too.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
No one does. It's okay.
I'm just
Jesse
kidding,
is always
of
a
course
genius.
You're always
All
a
right,
genius.
up next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.